let's take a look at how to create dimensioned multi-view sketches. To do this, we're going to use a previous sketch that we made along with the object, and we're also going to get a ruler out in order to take our measurements so that we can create the sketch. Now, dimensioning a sketch means that we're going to follow a series of guidelines in order to place dimensions in the most appropriate positions. Instead of trying to review every single dimension, we're just going to review the dimensions as they come up while we dimension this object. So I have my multi-view sketch in my object here, and when I look, I have my front, top, and right side views, and that's going to be important. As we create dimensions, there is no hard and fast rule that says exactly where everything goes. There are ways to interpret the guidelines a little bit differently. So understand that these guidelines can be a little flexible depending on the situation. For a common technique, one thing that people will do is that the front view will typically demonstrate the width of the objects or the width of the features. The right view will typically be used to demonstrate the height of features, and the top view would demonstrate the depth from front to back. Now that's just a common technique that a lot of people will tend to employ, and the reason they do it is to help spread the dimensions out so it's not cluttering our view. Now there's one other thing that we should talk about really briefly, and that is how do we actually create the dimension? To do this, let's say we have the edge of our shape here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little bit of a gap between the edges, and I'm going to create what's known as an extension line. So here is my extension line with a gap between the main object and the line. Then what I'm going to do is, let's say this is 1 inch. So I might write 1.0 inches. And there's my actual dimension. And then I'm going to draw a dimension line, in this case an arrow, going from the measurement to the extension line. We would like to place dimensions in the middle in order to help kind of maintain an organization to that. Now the idea is that this measurement represents the distance from this line to that line, and those lines are extensions of the original shape. So let's come back. Okay, let's go ahead and get a couple of measurements to start with. We notice that from one side to the other, let's move that just a tad, from one side to the other we have 4 inches to 3 inches, so this is 1 inch across. If I measure this way, we see again it is 4 to 3, so we have 1 inch this way, and in height we actually go from 3 to 3 3/4. So it is a height of 3/4 of an inch. So that helps us with getting some overall dimensions here. So let's start with our front view. Now when placing dimensions, it is beneficial to place dimensions between adjacent views. This is so that way the dimension is shared between the views. It's one of the reasons why it's helpful to line up adjacent views when you create your multi-view sketch. So we know that this is 1 inch all the way across. We also know, if we look, that it is 3/4 of an inch along this edge, 3/4 of an inch this way, which means these two are going to be 1/4 inch each. So let's start with here, and we're going to dimension from this edge to this edge. So I'm going to create an extension line, and we know this is 3/4 of an inch, so it's 0.75 inches, and we create our dimension arrow. And then I'm going to continue this extension line. I'm going to draw a line over to here. And this is 1.0 inches. So I'll go ahead and create my dimension. Now I'm not going to take the time to dimension this edge. So another guideline is that we do not want to over-dimension, which means we don't want to duplicate our measurements, and we don't want to try and demonstrate the dimension in too many different ways. If we take the 1 inch that this whole shape is, and we subtract the 3/4 of an inch that's this edge, that tells us that this has to be 1/4 of an inch. So I don't need to draw that because math gives me the answer. On top of that, if we look, we also have this edge and this edge. And we know they are equivalent, but that is something that we should demonstrate on the view. So one of the guidelines states that we should try to place dimensions on the side that best shows the contour or the shape of the object. I could dimension up here to represent this edge or this edge, but that side doesn't show the shape very well. So we're going to put the dimension down here. So the easier way to do this is to go ahead and just dimension this one, which is 0.75 inches. And then again, we can use math to figure out that this is 1/4 of an inch. Okay, now, if we, as far as we're concerned here, this front side, the widths are identified. So I'm going to come to my right side view. Now, I said we're going to look in height, and we've already identified that this is 3/4 of an inch. And the dimension we mentioned earlier, or the guideline we mentioned earlier, is to place things between adjacent views. So I'm going to put a height measurement on this side. Now, let's double check here. 3/4 of an inch. But this piece here is 1/2 an inch. So I'm going to draw a little bit longer dimension line, and I'm going to have one dimension go to here and one dimension go to here. I'm going to rotate my page a little bit just to make this easier to write. So we have 0.5 inches and we have 0.75 inches. And then we draw our dimension arrows. And just like before, that tells us that the difference, 1/4 inch, represents this height right there. Okay, so now let's get that depth measurement added since we've identified the height here. And for the depth measurement, we know that it's 1 inch all the way through. So now it's kind of hard. How do we place a depth measurement and make it so it's between adjacent views? Well, to do that, we have to examine the edges. Here is the far right side of that top view. And if I rotate and then rotate again to get to my right view, we see that it's this edge, which means that this is the adjacent edge between these two sides. So again, I'm going to rotate my shape or my drawing, and I'm going to draw a dimension line here. 1.0 inches. And we have our depth dimension. Okay, so do we have all our features dimensioned? You may have noticed. What about that hole? I've done nothing to dimension that hole, this hole here. And that's going to be important. So let's take a measurement here. We find that when we measure this, it's 1/4 inch. So I'm going to use something known as a leader line. Now, typically, one of our guidelines says that we do not draw inside the shape when creating these dimensions. A leader line could be seen as an exception to this. So, little tiny arrow, and then a little knob here. And what we do is, we know this is 0.25 inches. And to represent that it's the diameter of that hole, I'm going to draw a circle and then put a slash through it. So now we've identified that the diameter of the hole is 0.25 inches. Okay. Next, we also want to dimension the position of the hole. Now, when creating a dimension for the diameter and the position, we want to choose the side that actually shows it as a hole. It might be easier to maybe dimension to the center line, but that does not show it as a hole. So, here's how we're going to do that. I need a location dimension that is both the height and the width, or in this case, the depth from the front of the object, which is right here. So I'm going to add a dimension line here, and that dimension line, we know that the center of this is about, the center is 1/4 from the bottom. So I'm going to very carefully put 0.25 inches and create my dimension. And if this is dead center, and we know that this is a 1-inch depth, that tells us that the position of the hole is going to be 0.5 inches in depth. Okay. So let's review the dimensions that we've gone over here. Whenever possible, place dimensions between adjacent views. That allows them to be shared between the views. We want to place dimensions on the side that best shows the contour being dimensioned. So we see that examining the widths here of these features is best on this front view. When dimensioning circles, we dimension based on the diameter. And for the diameter, we'd use a leader line. And we create dimensions to mark the position of the object on that same view, the view that best shows it as a circle. Okay, one more thing. We have this curve here. So let's examine. This is a 1/4 inch this way, 1/4 inch that way. And which means that if we went all the way over to here, we would have a 1/2 inch for the circle, which means our radius is a 1/4 inch. And we can represent the radius also with a leader line. So I'm going to draw that arrow up, draw my mark, and I'm going to use a symbol of R to represent the radius. So we're saying that the radius of this curve, if it was drawn as a full circle, is 1/4 inch. And since that's the side that best shows it as curve, that makes the front view the most appropriate place to put that. And this would be a method for dimensioning a multi-view sketch.